Today we have a special guest with us, Lilian Chen. Lilian Chen was the chief editor at China Internet Times from 1997 to 2002. Today with me, I also have Sam and I also have Haley. So without further ado, Lilian, welcome. And thank you for taking some time today.
Yes,
so one of the things that we looked at in our latest issue that we published, we had a look back at the earlier days of internet in China. And you actually got the chance to experience it and to meet some people that experience it. And we would love to actually hear about it. So my first question would be, what was your first experience with internet? Like, when was it? How was it? And how did you experience it originally?
The China have the internet actually started in year 1991. At that time, the experts for our magazine, he worked with the staff in Stanford University and here in the computer center. They make the first 64 gigabit line internet from US to here.
Kilobytes.
Yes.
Wow.
64 kilobits.
Don't even hear about kilobits anymore.
Then he sent the first email from China to US.
What did he say? Do you know what he said?
I have sent you an article. Maybe it just said what they say.
In the article.
Oh, it's in the article?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And then in the year 1995, I sent the first email.
What did you say?
What did you say?
The first email. Wait, who did you send it to?
I registered the email for Hotmail. And that was the first email.
That was Hotmail?
Yeah, that was Hotmail.
Wow.
You do know, there is a company called Yinghai Wei. It is the first private company to make the website. There is a big ad on the Zhongguan Cun Street at that time. Where is the internet? Then it's a Yinghai Wei. So this advertisement for that. And the business model is they want to earn money for the access, internet access, but not only the content. Because at that time, for the telecom companies, there is no internet service. Only 3 years later, they bankrupt.
They bankrupt?
Bankrupt because at that time, they have to build the 骨干吧, how to say infrastructure. But for the small company, it is not available.
So earlier, when the internet became a little bit more available as of 97, how would people actually have access it?
With the modem.
With the modem? But they have it at home?
Yeah, at home. I buy the modem cost 3,000 yuan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was back in the day.
Yes.
Now it's all, Douyin, like short videos and internet shopping, but that's all a bit later. So in like 2005, say, are people just using it to send emails and talk to each other?
Yeah. Talk is only with QQ is talk.
Was that the only one at that
before
time?
There is a BBS.
Oh yeah.
Bulletin. I write an article on our magazine said it is not available for the 家庭主妇 to spend 2,000 yuan to buy a modem and then cost for the telephone to buy some vegetables.
It's expensive, right?
Yeah, it's so really expensive. I think it's impossible. This is an article I write.
You wrote about this?
Yes.
In 2000?
Yeah, year 2000.
I found it interesting that you mentioned the BBS systems, because we actually have somebody that wrote a whole piece on the OG social media.
Yeah.
The first versions of social media in China.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of started with the BBS, such as like Tianya and Maopu at the time, and people would like
水木清华
is the very first one that started with like Tsinghua University. It was for like Tsinghua students. There are also like commercial sites such as like Tianya and Maopu, which they all ceased operation by now, but they had their like really glorious days during like the early 2000s when, a lot of like authors started their careers, like 当年明月 who wrote 明朝那些事儿. It was a hugely successful book, and it kind of like started that wave of like people writing about Chinese history to like launch their writer's career. And there are also like Maopu, which is more like entertainment oriented. There are a lot of like internet memes that started from there. When like Chinese netizens tap like 2333, that means like ha ha ha, which derives from Maopu because that's like the code for a meme on that platform. That's why people are still using like 2333 as like ha 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 when they are trying to express their like laughter online. So I find that really fascinating that like a code from probably 20 years ago are still in use right now.
Yeah, that was really interesting from Haley's article. The thing that I got from it was how there were people who used to use those platforms who like really kind of lament the fact that they don't exist anymore, even if they were like, the technology has like been surpassed by a long way. They kind of feel like those platforms had a certain atmosphere or a certain kind of freedom of expression that certain platforms now don't have on the Chinese internet. So yeah, I wonder whether like, is that fair? Or
I think a part of what they're lamented is that during like the early age of the internet, most of the users are like more highly educated. So the people who have access to them are like college students or like people who works in like labs that they have access to the internet, and so the environment and the things they say are like, and the things they talk about are very different from what the discussion is right now on the internet, which is a lot of like fluffs and, you know, like and funny bits.
Toxic conversations.
Yeah. And sometimes people just get into like verbally abusive fights for no reason. But back then, partially because the internet is so slow that you don't actually get to have those instant exchanges. So I think a lot of people are just lamenting about the environment, like the more peaceful, more logical discussion they were having back then.
Smarter people.
I didn't say that, you said it.
I want to ask a question. Is that all right?
Yes, please.
What was the best article that you wrote in this magazine? Or your favorite?
Yeah, your most memorable one.
I love the adverts. They're so funny.
One is for this. This is the very first part of electronic commerce law.
Cutting edge.
Electronic commerce law.
Yeah, the commerce law. At that time, very, very beginning. This one, and another is from the Tsinghua University. This one. So 9 questions for internet.
What type of questions are they asking?
The first one is internet will lead us to what kind of society?
Oh, wow.
What did he say?
What was the answer?
Yeah, what did he say? This is incredible.
It's just the question. So
it's mentioned 1984 is mentioned in there.
Oh, Big Brother.
Wow.
So it's what kind of a society is 个人隐私是没有隐私的社会
No
privacy.
We're getting there.
And we're still talking about the lack of privacy.
Yeah.
Then internet will bring what kind of government to us? So what contribute to the civilizations?
Wow, these are big questions.
Yes.
They are big questions. And I think we're still asking those big questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it like provide any answer though?
Just the questions.
Just the questions.
Not answer yet.
Yeah, I don't think we have any answers.
Yes. We still don't have the answers.
No.
We just see things going.
In 1995, China only had less than 50,000 netizens, like people on the internet.
Yeah. But
1999, it had 2.1 million.
Now it's 1 billion something.
Yeah.
Then 99.
And they guessed that in 2000, it will have more than 21 million.
Yeah, and now we're pretty much to 1 billion.
Pretty much.
Like digital government can work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
So they're envisaging
maybe that's
like
where ChatGPT is going.
Yeah, but now in the companies, the leaders can send you message
at 3 a.m. in the morning.
So
We're pretty close to that. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can work from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close your eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then still get a call in the middle of the night.
But at that time, it's just
Yeah.
the question.
Oh, that's great though. It's so interesting to
Yeah.
see it from that perspective. Like,
Yes.
The magazine actually stopped being available as of 2002.
Yes.
What was the reason that the magazine just ended up stopping?
Just because of business. Yeah, so at that time, the first .com pump is break down.
the bubble burst.
Bubble burst.
Yeah.
So the companies like our business model is from earn the money from the advertisement. So the advertisements done even less. So at that time, the semiconductor industry then going up. They decided to make another magazines. Then this magazine is not easy to earn money. Then changed the number to another magazine we called Electronic Design.
Oh, so they kept the same registration number, but they changed the orientation
Changed
completely.
the name.
Yeah.
So then I transferred my job also to that magazine.
And suddenly you became a microconductor specialist.
Yeah.
That's some next level
Yes.
adaptation.
Yeah.
There's just there's just an amazing advert in here. It's about like internet safety,
Oh, wow.
Yes.
and it has this guy.
With the guitar.
Yeah, and it says that he can download music, he can download movies, he can also download 100,000 credit card numbers. So you got to get this company to protect your website, I guess. But
Wow.
yeah, it's just a throwback.
Do you know the company 3Com?
I don't think
No.
so.
No.
I don't know it.
It's a so famous company in that time.
What did they do?
For
They just
the switch equipment for the internet, like Cisco.
Oh,
It's
so-
a Cisco, like Cisco.
yeah.
So
It's like these
computer with
internet
Cisco.
boxes that basically
Yes.
filter traffic
Yes.
and also prevent
3Com.
like piracy and all that stuff.
What about the companies that are like big now? Like we all know like Huawei, and we know like I don't know Tencent. Were they around then, or was that
Tencent
later?
not yet. Tencent,
Okay.
the QQ,
It's the QQ.
Oh,
the QQ has already there. Tencent is a very small company. Huawei is at that time is switch equipment for the telecom or Unicom companies.
So are most of the companies like in your magazine or that people are using the services of at that time, are they mostly American companies or
No, China.
they're Chinese companies?
company. But I do that. Most of them is U.S. companies. Shanghai Bear. It's very. Do you know Nortel?
Yeah, Nortel.
Yeah, Nortel is also
Oh.
our company. Nortel.
Nortel
Yeah.
made a lot of people cry.
What's Nortel?
It was a worldwide
Yes,
company.
worldwide company.
And they actually rode the speculations quite a bit. So they overestimated the value of Nortel.
Yes.
And basically people actually bought parts in the company and all that stuff. So when it came crashing down, it was an instant crash. So the whole company just imploded.
Oh,
And like thousands and thousands of people lost like their life savings and all that stuff. And there was a
Yeah.
lawsuit
Wow.
that was, but you're having a lawsuit against a company that doesn't even exist anymore. So that was like one of the big ones that kind of hurt a lot of people.
were they in China?
Yeah, they have also very big vendor for the telecom, Unicom, or the mobile, China Mobile.
Yeah.
Wait, so then what happened in China when they crashed?
There is a Huawei.
Oh,
Good
they
news
fell
for
right
Huawei.
in.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Nortel is
Jackpot.
done. Oh,
Great.
ta-da.
Yes.
We got products that work.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We really appreciate it. And if you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. And you can also check the latest episode right here or visit theworldofchinese.com for all the latest articles about China and the people living it. Because after all, China is a story and we tell it.